At the age of 3, my mother was found wandering the streets of Calcutta, India, by a police officer, and he knew that Mother Teresa cared for people experiencing homelessness, and my mother was raised by Mother Teresa until the age of 5. I was inspired to begin doing this project in part by the story of my mother, Sarah. For the past several years, I have been working on a project called Humanizing the Homeless. The project has 2 goals. Firstly, to humanize people experiencing homelessness, and secondly, to shine a spotlight on the problem.
I first became aware of Leah after she did an interview, I think it was with CBS Sunday Morning. Was blown away by her work, and this exhibit here in Philadelphia is our second time to exhibit together. I'm just stoked about the power of the work when it's together. I think the way Leah captures these individual stories is such a amazing complement to the way I believe the signs sort of capture more about the whole population.
And at the time, I was 15, and I was trying to broaden my portfolio in portraiture. So he suggested, why don't we go to Toronto and try photographing some people that are experiencing homelessness ourselves. And I was quite taken aback by this idea because I have only ever been told negative stereotypes of people experiencing homelessness, so I really wasn't sure. But gradually he talked me into it. Off we went to Toronto, and it was really that first day that changed my whole perception of homelessness, seeing that a lot of those stereotypes that I had heard weren't true, and in fact that these people were some of the most kind and humble people that I had ever met.
We use the phrase, a call to action. Oftentimes that is a critical part. When you're designing an exhibition, you want the visitor to learn something, you want them to be engaged, and hopefully, in some cases, you want them really to be motivated to do something, whatever that call to action is.
Getting to work with Leah and having the photographs that she takes and those very specific stories posed to or in conversation with the signs, to me, broadens and deepens the experience for a lot of people when they go to the exhibit.
I'm hearing stories that are absolutely incredible, that things that have led people to being on the streets that you wouldn't imagine. Like, for example, this woman that I met in Australia, she had 7 children, and one of her young sons accidentally lit fire to the blinds, and her house burnt to the ground. She lost all 7 of her kids to child safety, and she's now living under a bridge with her partner Maddie, and she is unable to get a job because she lost all of her identification in the fire. And it's stories like this that I think really make an impact on people and make them not judge them and really make them realize that these are things that could happen to any one of us.
Museums aren't neutral. I think exhibitions are allowed to have a point of view. I think that this has been really different in how explicit it is about this is a crisis.
I found that when I had the photograph and the story next to each other, it really eliminated the room for judgment. because there are still people that have a negative perception of the homeless. And I think if us as a society just realize the reality of what homelessness is and the people that are experiencing it, and that any one of us, no matter who you are, can end up in that situation, I think that people would come together more as a society to end homelessness. So that is my goal, that enough people will see the work and it'll stir something in them, and eventually the right person will see it, or enough people will push back against the government, and real policies will be changed and actual things will happen.